Hello and welcome to my video on candlestick patterns and price action. Candles, they show us a lot of information. They show us what buyers and sellers are doing in the market right now. This shape can tell you a lot. So if we look at this bar here, it's a very long green bar. There is a massive amount of buying action in this bar, not much selling action. However, over here, even though the sellers won out on this bar, we can see there is a massive tail. It's a very mixed bar. This is the sort of bar we are looking for in our price action. What we are looking for is the long wick candle, also known as the pin bar. As we can see, it has a small body and a long tail. Small body, long tail. Or the other direction, small body, long tail, small body, long tail. We are not too worried about what color it is. However, these candles are not so useful by themselves. We need to use them in combination with support and resistance. By themselves, they are nothing. In combination, they are very useful. Let's have a look at this. Here's a long tail candle. It doesn't really tell us a lot. Same with this one, doesn't really tell us a lot. However, if we look at this resistance level, which becomes support, we see two long tail candles here exactly on support. And we can see a very profitable trade running straight off that. This is the daily time frame, so we're looking for big candles. However, this is just a perfect setup with two candles and bam, very profitable. I want to be clear though, see how there is a resistance level which is a breakout and comes back and retests this resistance level as support. This is key. We've got the price action on the correct level of support and resistance before taking the long trade. To break down these bars, you see there's a lot of anatomy in these bars. They don't just form this way. There's something else going on behind them. There's the buyers and the sellers acting here. So these are the two bars we looked at on the previous slide. Now if we go down a time frame to the 4-hour chart, we can see how these two bars are reacting. Beyond this blue line is the new bar. But this bar starts about, the bars start about here. This is the two bars. And we can see that price comes down slowly, and then there's a strong rejection, followed by another strong rejection with a strong bullish engulfing bar, a retracement, then the candle finishes, and we can see it goes off in a very profitable direction. If we break it down further to the 1 hour, we can see that this daily candle starts somewhere around here, and we can see it comes down, strong rejection with lots of indecision, meandering sideways with a strong rejection with a bullish engulfing straight up before price retraces and then gives us a really strong entry. Now if we move on, we got another candle right here. This is on the Australian dollar. It's a daily time frame, and as we can see, it's the perfect bar that we are looking for. If we break it down, these 5 bars are basically this candle's anatomy on the 4-hour time frame. I want you to notice that there's a big down candle followed by an indecision bar, an inside bar in this case, followed by another big candle, followed by another indecision bar. We're going to come back to these bars shortly, but from here we get a very strong bullish move. Breaking it down into the 1 hours, we can see the same we can see the movements on a much finer detail. Strong down pressure, followed by some meandering sideways, strong downward pressure, followed by lots of pin bars, lots of indecision before price goes long. Now that bar is essentially, that daily bar is here on this 4-hour chart. To be useful, it must be where a support level is, otherwise you would not want to take this trade. As we can see, price came up and tested this level and went back down. Then it came through and tested resistance again before retracing and then breaking through on these strong bullish bars. Price wandered all the way back up, lost momentum, lots of indecision, and price retraced to come down and to test this level again. It went up, came back to test support, and then broke higher with very strong momentum. After breaking higher with very strong momentum, we can see lots of indecision here. Price retraces, then retraces. This, between these two lines, is our daily candle, and we can see it comes down and tests support exactly perfectly. This bar only formed yesterday as of filming, so basically we don't know if it's worked out or not. But yes, it is a good setup and a good looking long trade. Something I would like you guys to consider as well is what exactly is happening in these regions. Right? As price is coming down, why is price reversing? You see, sellers are taking profit, buyers are seeing an opportunity to buy, and after price reverses, we're potentially seeing sellers having their stop losses hit. This is a really good example of where that would potentially happen, where sellers would have their stop losses hit. Sellers would have sold here, price would have come down, they would have set their stop losses here, and above this level, and as we can see, as price went up, big candles at these areas indicating that stop losses may have been hit. Same area here, we're looking at sellers taking profit, buyers looking at an opportunity to buy, and there's also sellers having their stop losses hit. Okay, if we have a look at this chart, this is the Australian dollar on the 4-hourly chart. We can see price coming down and forming a level of support before it breaks through with very bearish looking candles. Price meanders sideways, comes back up, almost tests previous support, now is resistance. Doesn't quite make it, wanders sideways before going up with a perfect bar. A perfect long candle bar exactly on resistance, and we can see that bar would have been a very profitable trade. That is exactly what we are looking for. To consider it from the psychological point of view, we are looking at this point where buyers are taking profit and sellers are selling. Right here, buyers may have taken the breakout trade, which means their stop losses would have been a little bit lower, potentially down here. And as price came down, it triggered those stops, also forcing price lower. Sellers would have entered this market just here, forcing price lower as well. This is a brilliant trade. The next candles I would like you to look for are the inside bars. This is some 4-hour bars I showed you a few slides back. We can see this green bar is fully enclosed by this bar, and this other green bar is fully inside this green bar. What often happens is price breaks out strongly to one side or the other, as is the follow-up. We can see price broke out strongly. We want this to be in combination with support and resistance. That is what we're looking for, strong support and resistance, so that we know to take these trades. I will also add, if there are long wicks, that is an added bonus. Here's another example of the Australian dollar on the 4-hour chart. We can see price coming up, forming a resistance level before retracing away. Very strong bullish price action, breaks straight through resistance and continues up before reversing slowly and coming back to test previous resistance, now as support. Right here, I want you to notice a few things. We have multiple pin bars, long tails. This is a good indication of when to take it long. We have it's a very slow price wandering back down to test this level. Lots of green and red bars showing lots of indecision, lots of long tails, lots of inside bars. Inside bar, inside bar, inside bar, inside bar, inside bar, inside bar. So this is a very good spot to take this long. As we can see, it would have been a very profitable trade. Something else I would like you to consider is the fact there are multiple rejections of this point. That is just improving the odds. In the next slide, I noticed something else. this lovely, beautiful trend line breakout, which is just perfect. But that's not what this video is about. This is just an added bonus I noticed. You can research trend lines elsewhere. So yeah, this is a very strong, very good place to enter this trade. So going forward, I'd like you guys to go back and back test some of these. However, if you enjoyed this video and found it informative, please like and subscribe. It encourages me to keep putting out new content. I hope you enjoyed.